Hi there everyone and welcome to stream 2 today, stream 2 on a Thursday, and this is part 2 continuation of our Mysteria by Anastasia, Elly, Koldareva. Just going to adjust my lighting, so I have to do this when I press live, so bear with me. Just make sure I've got the lighting all okay. Bear with me. Turn that down a little bit. Hi everyone, welcome back. The reason I do it into 2 is so it's easier to find for people. Hi Essie, hi Louise, hi Mo, hi Be Bright, hi Anna, hi again everyone. So it just makes it a lot easier for people to find. So when they're searching for it, they can just go straight to it. Hi again everyone. So I've got my colour charts out, and we were using on the last round, we were using Copics we used for the hair and the Luminance for the skin. Now I think I'm going to do the fish, her eyes, her lips, and make a start on these little pearly things that's all over her. Hi Artistic Breeze. Yeah, I'm okay. How are you? Hi everyone again. Hi Becca. Again. So what I was sort of thinking today is do those few things, see how I am. It'll probably be, this particular picture is probably going to be in 3 parts, and that's just because of the amount of time I sit in. Love Skin Tone's going to give this a go. Yeah, that's what they're there for. Yeah, my little book of tricks. And if you want my little book of tricks for denim, I've written it down. Yesterday, I wrote down my combination for denim, and it's for, you know, that blue distressed washed out look. So we've got ink blue and smoke blue in the Derwent drawing. Oh, thank you. Hi everyone again. And then in the Lyra Remembrant colours, so the Remembrant poly colours, we've got light grey, sky blue and oriental blue. And remember, if you didn't see on the last one, I'm doing in my own free time. It's one of the only things that I have managed to do. I'm doing, you know, that distressed jeans denim to make it look textured. I don't know if you can see, it's meant to look like a textured washed out jeans look. That's the combination that I used. So you can kind of see without it blurring too much. It's like you know what I'm on about. It's a washed out jean. You know what all the teenagers wear. So it's like it's got a texture to it as well. And I've got to do a little bit more to it, but you'll see it more in a picture. So it's really, 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 really nice to sit down and, you know, come up with something that you kind of got in your head that you want it to look like, and you do. So if anyone wonders, the denim blue for a washed out look is the ink blue and smoke blue in the Derwent drawings, the light grey, sky blue and oriental blue in the Lyra Remembrant poly colours. And the texture of the Derwent drawings is what makes that, it gives it that textured look, and that's what I was heading for, and I really, really liked it. It came out okay. So if I have another pair of trousers that I find in any of these books that I really think will look like jeans, I'm going to come on stream and show you how to do denim. But I've got to just tweak it a little bit, and then I'll get there. Right, so what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to do our eyes and our lips first. We might as well finish her up, and then we'll move on to these fishes. So we'll do that. I'm going to zoom you in. Is that zoomed in enough? I might have to bring you down a bit. You're going to go for a ride for a minute, because although this is on a gooseneck, bear with me, it still doesn't go in enough, so I have to move you. Is that close? That's close enough, isn't it? So, and in the Copics, if I feel like doing the fish in the oranges, we've got a little reference here. So these are the ones that I've got. So we've got things like YR31, Y17 and YR15, for instance. They might go really well together. So they're sort of things that you can, you know, look at. You can use your references. This is why the charts are so handy to have. Go with your charts. Your charts are brilliant. You can't go wrong with them because they're there to help you and guide you. Now, this little bit in her face, you can see I've left out. There's a little white section. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that shadowed. I went away from it. I didn't know whether I wanted to do it shadowed or I wanted to do it pale. I'm going to go for pale. So if I just go back to my initial colour, which is my baby. Hold on. My baby pencil. I've got another one of these. I bought another one. It's 872. So I'm just going to go in there on that part in between her hair and just make that a little bit more smooth so that you get rid of that white, because I didn't know whether I wanted to shadow it or not. I don't. You're still here with us for the mo. Okie dokie. So I'm going to bring a little bit more of a hint of pink. So just bear with me. I'm just smoothing this out a little bit. So this is 872 in the Luminance. We're using Caran d'Ache Luminance and Copics on this picture. So the pink that I can head towards is the number, we used it before, 571. And you can do this at however you would like. Don't add too much if you don't like it. So start in very pale to start, like just put your pencil down and lightly apply. Don't go heavy-handed because you can always take away. And just go in lightly and just add as much as you want. Hi, Joshua. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for joining. I hope you're okay. Hope everyone's all right. So I'm just putting, the amount is very light and it's 571 in the Luminance. 571. So just enough to give her a bit of a blush. And don't forget to put some card behind your page so that, you know, you've got a bit of protection. So I hope you're all okay. I'm doing well and your New Year's is starting off really good. And I can talk a little bit more now because I could take my time. There's no rush. There's no rush. We can take our time. We haven't got to rush this one. And just this lighting seems a little bit off again. Bear with me, everyone. There we go. Oh, thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Right, so what I think I'm going to do with the eye, I might do it as a very grey blue piercing, you know, that very bright blue. But I'm going to start off with like the palest. So we've got silver grey in the Luminance, which is 002. It's going to be our base. And I'm going to put a touch of a light blue, 161. And I'm going to then, just to add a little bit of definition, I'm going to go in with Prussian blue in 159. So I'm using the Lumies. Nice sharp pencils. And her lips, I'm going to do, just thinking, you know, when you're sitting here, you have to look at something for a bit. I think I might do her lips a peachy tone, but more peach rather than skin peach, like a peach, if you were to look at peach in front of you. Right, so very lightly at the very bottom, I'm going to put in the silver grey, a 002. It's Caran d'Ache Luminance, 002. At the very bottom of her eye. We're going to have to use a black fine liner after. Then I'm going to go straight in with the light blue, which is 161. Now, with an eye, I'm following sort of around the edge. And I'm not plaguing the entire eye with colour because I want to keep the bottom light. So just into the very corners and bring some of that colour down. So not far, it just is a touch. So it's going from the top, bring some down, going from the top and bring it some down. The middle is just got the silver grey, it hasn't got any other colour in it. And then with your final colour, which is the Prussian blue in 159, you can add the deepest colour at the very top, just the tops. And, you know, on the middle of the eye, the pupil, bring some of that colour from the bottom of it. And I'm just adding a touch. So just a little bit, not too much. Yeah, you're going to have so much fun with it, Kimberly. It's absolutely stunning. And there is one, this is honestly one of my favourites now to look at. It's just perfection. I love portraits. There's so many in this. I love them all. And then with my black, I'm going to come to the pupil. And we're going to need our white Posca in a minute. So just around the edge of the eye, I'm just outlining it a little bit. Sorry, when it says simple new colour. How long have you been colouring? Mike, 4 years now. But I started off with felt tip pens. You know, they're very cheap. Stadler, however you want to call them. They were my first set, and they were the fine, not the fine liners, but the fine felt tips. And I didn't know that I liked pencils until I bought, you know, the budget range of Faber-Castells. So I'm just with my black, and I'm just going over her eyelashes a little bit. And the same, you know, with her eyelid on the underneath where you put your eyeliner. Just going to add a touch on the edge. I think it's jewels like a pearl. I'm going to treat it as such. Yeah, I bought a really, really cheap set of the Faber-Castell student budget range. And that was it. And I loved pencils. I loved them. Yeah, I think they are. I think they are jewels. And then with any white Posca pen, don't go for the too thick. I'm just going to grab this one, which is 1. Give it a good shake. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of a twinkle. Just 2 little ones in her eyes, not too much, because there's no point putting too much, because, yeah, there's only a tiny little eye. So that is just what I'm going to do with her eye. Very simple. And then with her mouth, I think we're going to go for a nice peach tone. So this is where a colour chart will come in really handy for you. So I'm going to grab my colour chart now. And we're going to look at a nice peachy tone. So on here we've got the orange, apricot's nice. I like the apricot. So the apricot mixed in with, that's a nice tone. Maybe the brown ochre, 10%. So that will be my base, and I will mix in a little bit of a peachy tone with the apricot. So brown ochre 10% is 832. And the apricot is 041. So just play around with what you want. Oh, Mindy, yeah, hold on, lovely, let me show you the front. So the book that we're using is Mysteria by Anastasia, Elly, Koldareva. That's what the front looks like. If you've got any questions or anything, don't be afraid to ask. Just pop them in caps so I can see them. And I should be able to help you out, or one of the moderators. Give it a good shake. Poscas. I did a whole stream on Poscas. Give it a good shake. Make sure you shake it so well. Then try it. But you've got to make sure you shake it up well. And then don't apply too much pressure, because otherwise it will leak out all over your page. So brown ochre 10%. Where are you hiding? That's olive brown. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find it now. Brown ochre. There we are. So it's a very pale tone to start with. Yeah, leave the lid on when you shake. So just over the entire lip, I'm going to go with a brown ochre 10% 832. There is already some pre-shading in here. I'm going to give it some nice pale peachy lips. Hi Amanda, how are you doing? And then we can always add deeper tones as we go along if we need to. Then our apricot is 041. And now use your grayscale shading in this to put where you want the peachy tones to go. So I want her to have real peach lips, like she's having a peach pinky lipstick on. So just use the guide of the inner part of her lip. So she's going to have very peach lips. Yeah, test it on a bit of paper as well. Now, in between where you put your shading, go back to your brown ochre, 832. And then for a deeper shade, I'm going to grab... Where is it? I can't find it. Russet, that's the one. Just a touch of this, though. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss. I hope you're okay. That's hard going. Right, and then I'm going to grab Russet 065. And I'm just going to put it into the very deep tones. Now, the deep part of your lips will be where it closes. So where it opens and closes, at the minute it's closed. So add your depth there very lightly, not too much. So just a little bit. And then back, just shade that in a little bit with my apricot. And as I say to you, I am using just the Caran d'Ache Luminance at the moment. And I want her to have nice peach lips. You know, like a sea sort of shell lip. So very peachy. Oh. So if you can see that. So it's a bit peachy orangey. You know, that kind of look. I didn't want a red. I always use reds, and I always use like a natural tone. I really like the idea of having peach because it will coincide with these fish. I've got to like it in my head that it's kind of going to go. Now, to go against her hair, I'm thinking to do like these deep blues. So the deep blues might go with like blue pearls going down into her style. So I'm thinking like a nice deep blue, and it will go in her hair. It will stand out in her hair. So I'm thinking maybe go along with that. I'm going to look at the blues that we've got in our set. It's good to have a reference. I do use my colour charts frequently for this, because you always can refer to them. Okay, so if we look at our... I'm going to zoom out a minute. Right, so if we look at the blues that come in the Luminance, we've got nice light blues. So we've got a nice light cobalt blue, which is 661. And then we've got these really deep, like Prussian blue. Ice blue is a nice one. So we've got quite a few blues to mess around with here. So I'm going to say, process of like where my mind is do a mixture. So I'm thinking maybe do some purples on a few, and then add in some purple and blues. I think that'll look really nice in her hair. So I'm going to pick out 661, which is light cobalt blue. For the deep, I might go for the ice blue. So ice blue is 185. We don't need to go any more in between that because we've got black. Don't forget you've got black always to add in depth. And then I think I might go for the purple. We've got ultramarine violet. Which I've got to find. Is that it? Go for burnt sienna actually. Go for burnt sienna 10% 862. Yeah, we'll go for that one. And then we can add in the manganese violet, which is lovely. I love that tone. So I'm just, bear with me everyone, I'm just trying to process where I want my colours to go. Hi Stacey. Okay. So I think we'll go for those colours, but at the moment I'm going to focus on the blues because I really like that ice blue mixed in with the light cobalt blue. So the two colours I've got in my hand are 661 and 185. They're the two colours that I've got in my hand to do these in her hair. I'm going to mix in a couple of purple, but we'll do the blues first. And we've got black as well, just in case. You always need black. Right, let's zoom back in. So first off, I'm going to put down the 661. And the way I'm going to do these is I'm going to go round the edge. So it's going to be the same for all of them. I'm going to go round the edge. And the top here is going to be my top like light point. Is it all nice and clear on your screens? So I'm going to leave that one as purple. Again, we're going to leave that part as our highlighted area. So just sort of use reference here if we've got a light coming that direction. I'm going to use that top part. So just put it down however you need to at the moment. Very clear. Good. Good. Good, good, good. I can't see it on my end. So the very, very top. This is not in the hair, that's on her chains. And I'll only do a couple in purple in her hair, but I really want this ice blue. You'll see I love the ice blue. Love the ice blue. Okay, then the ice blue is 185. And how I'm going to go in now is very lightly build up at the bottom. That's my sort of deeper point of it. And then fade it as I come up. Go back to your 661 and just blend that in at the top. So it's just got a difference. It's like a, go around the edge. So I'm between ice blue, which is 185, and light cobalt blue, which is 661. So just use the two to kind of blend in how you would like it to go. And we're going to use our black in the very depth, but you'll see that after. That's your last colour to go in. So deep tone into light and just keep mixing between the two so that you get your little stones. It will just stand out in her hair. No, thank you. I think it would just go really nice. Like, again, it's blues and browns and stuff just go really, really well. I hope you feel better though soon, Phoenix, bless you. There's no, everyone seems to be feeling a bit poop recently, and I know January doesn't help, does it? I wish you all, like, who need it, I wish you all better. Okay, so between the two, I'm just mixing. You can see which one I'm changing to. So back to ice, and then over to cobalt. And then I'm going to keep doing that as we work our way down. Well, we all need heat. You just got a big vacation, a big holiday. Where can we go? Somewhere really exotic. I need a tan. I'm desperately in need of a tan. I need some sun on my skin. I like autumn because it's still warm. It's still warm. It's got like that 20-degree autumn, doesn't it? And at the moment, it's just 2 degrees. It's freezing. I know we don't get it as bad as Canada, so I will never complain, I promise you. If you're from Canada, how in the heck do you cope? You still need some heat. Just slap on the 50 sunscreen. Hi, Fiona. And then with the black, before we head on over to the purples, just with your black, you can deepen the very edges of these just to add a little bit of depth into your darkest corner of these. Like they're little, I'm going to call them blue pearls, like a sapphire of the sea. So just add that into the very corners only. So where you want your deepest parts. And just, it really does make the difference. Oh my God, how cold is it in Canada? Come on, hit me with it. Usually you have the most ridiculous temperatures. Oh, Lisette, I am so jealous. I'd love to go there. Ah. Oh, bless you. Well, you cope. That's the good thing, you know. The positive attitude as well is what gets you through, dear. Yeah, I'll be over soon. I'll be over soon. Are you anywhere near Disneyland and stuff, or is that quite far from you? Which part of Florida? Is it near like a touristy area or? Okay, so I'm going to go over to Burnt Sienna 10%, which is 862. And I'm just going to lay in on the bases. So just on all of these, like there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 on this, so we'll mix them on her feeding. Yeah, I'm on my way. Is there such thing as a nice winter, Nicole? Seriously? Oh, it would be good, wouldn't it? It would be good. It would be good. Okay, and then Manganese Violet, which is 112. So I'm going to put a little bit more pressure on this one because I want this as my deeper colour. A nice retreat. If I ever win the lottery, guys, I'll make a retreat up and pay for flights. That's if I ever played the lottery. Oh, nice. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, I'm okay. How are you? And then I'm going back over to my 862 just to blend in a bit, just on the edges. And then again, black. Now, you're not going to put as much in this one, just very light hand. Just into the corners. Just, it really does deepen up. It makes all the difference. We'll just put a little bit there as well. Now, I've just looked at this bottom bit of hair and I've left. I'm just going to grab a pencil. I'm going to put the colour. This in the Luminance is number 069. I'm just going to add just a tiny little bit of strand. I don't want this in black. You know, we did it on black on the rest of the hair. I just want to add a little bit of depth in this part. But I don't want to do it with black. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of strands in with the colour 069. And just will deepen up this part for me without taking away that it's actually gone blonde. It just makes the difference. So it really does separate it for me. Right, with these beads, I want most of them in the blues. And I want some in the purple. So I'm going to go from this side first. So first of all, I'm putting down 861. And I'm just going to plan which ones I want blue. So only few are going to be in the purple. But this is just going to give me an indication where I want to go with it. I'm going to do 3 in a row here. I'm going to do 2 purple, another blue, 2 purple and a blue. So I'm just going to go with the pattern that I've got in my mind. Welcome back, Robin. What did you have? Anything tasty? I don't know what I've got tonight. Andrew's already eaten. Just gonna have these blue. And then work my way down. So I'm just planning it with this one. I'm gonna do a couple purple, this one blue. Oh my goodness, I've been Dexter obsessed. Does anyone watch Dexter? I am nearly finished on it now. I'm just going really, really random on this bit. So we'll do this side before we head over there. So I'll stop there for a minute. And then just, this is just the colour 65661. Oh, yum. There we go. Now with your ice blue, so ice blue is 185. If you need me to repeat any colours that I'm using, then just shout it out at me. And I'll be willing to shout them back. I can't do it in caps. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I was heartbroken at one point. I won't say it for anyone in case no one's watched it or some people haven't watched it. But Lou was the one that told me to watch it, and she gifted the box set. So between that and Sky, I've been binging, and it's been what a roller coaster of emotions I've been on with that show. It's amazing. So I highly recommend it. If you're into box sets, anyone, and you haven't watched Dexter, give it a go. I highly recommend it. No, don't discuss the series finale because I'm not finished. You've been watching Lucifer. I started that. Very charismatic he is, isn't he? Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Yeah, he used to be with Tamsin Outway, didn't he, that guy? The one that plays Lucifer. Very charismatic. A lot of charisma, very funny, charming, and naughty at the same time. Yeah. I do love a box set. I'm a box set fiend. So next off, I'm over to Chicago Fire once I finish Dexter. And then I am moving on to Chicago PD to finish them because I've only watched a few. And then the original, I've got them all lined up, guys. So all lined up. Something, seriously, I need a life. I need a life. Oh, I know. Oh, you just bought the Game of Thrones colouring book. Oh, okay. Okie dokie, Joshua. What one? The HBO one? Because there's two. The HBO one or the other one? Because there's the HBO or there's the unofficial one. So I'm just going, I'm still with the ice blue. I've not changed. And has anyone watched yet, if you're a Harry Potter fan, the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the new one? Oh, okay, you bought the other one. Never watched that, Sharon. Never watched that. I love the HBO one. It looks more realistic. But everyone buys the other one because it's got Tomislav Tomic. So, you know, I don't know if anyone knew that, but you know the guy who illustrated Zemljula Snova and Villain San? He's got a few illustrations in that Game of Thrones book that he's illustrated. He's one of the guys. So I'm just putting that in there where I want it. Yeah, it is quite intimidating. However, it is really, really nice. No, I'm not a Corey fan, but I do sometimes watch it. But I am in the UK. I'm in London. Okay, I'll have a look at that one. Thank you. Is it Murder in Paradise or Death in Paradise? Because there's a couple of different series. They've got Death in Paradise, I think, is on. It's in the Caribbean, I think. And it's a detective series or a murder series. And it's set in, I think it's set in the Caribbean. Is it Barbados? Oh, yeah, no, I have watched a couple of those. Hi, Bella. Yeah, I'm more into the American shows. I don't really watch anything here. I'm a bit of an odd one like that. I prefer US shows over UK. I prefer the US accent over the UK as well. Maybe because I'm from here, I don't know. I just tend to gravitate more towards them. Okay, so I'm just going back to my 661. And I'm going to select a few more that I want in blue. Don't forget, we've still got going, you know, over all of them with this colour again and shade it all in. So back to my 185. So just doing these pearls. We're doing, well, I'm going to call them sapphires actually, but I'm like a blue pearl. And we've got to do a little bit of white on them at the end, but we'll do that after. That's the last thing to do. Hi, Monica. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I treated myself to this. When I was, oh, it's the only year I got a little bonus at work. And I said to Andrew, can you take me to Tiffany? I want to buy myself a Tiffany bracelet. So I did, and that was my first like bonus that I ever got when I was working at the home. And I bought that. Oh my God, that was really good. I liked that. I liked that. Okay, so I'm just back to my number 661, and I'm just going to shade them in and blend them in a bit before we get our black. So just over all of them into the light areas. So we're going to come this side after. Don't worry about that for now. So it's just very small areas. Okay. Yeah, Broadchurch was great. No, I'm doing these as like mini sapphires, Tanya. Okay, so I'm going to get my black now. And now with the black, I'm just going to add a little bit of depth into the dark side of them. So just into where the darkest area of these will be. A very light hand. Just to define them. And then we can go over the string as the very last thing once we've like made sure everywhere else is done and we're happy, satisfied with it. You know, they're all finishing touches at the end. So before we do that side, I'm just going to finish off one area because I can come over, can't I? Without dragging my hand all over the place so that you can see. Yeah, these are more, Tanya, I'm doing these like a mini sapphire type. It'd be nice if they were faceted. That would look really effective, wouldn't it? But they're so small, you couldn't do that. Yeah, Mum's watching that. Oh my God, Luther is brilliant. I've just finished the last series of that was on the telly. Yes, I highly recommend Luther. Okay, 862. And this is just the base. And that goes into all of these other ones that I've not coloured in between the blue. So just on the bases only. You won't see them yet until they're coloured in with both. Hi, Faye. I'm good. How are you? Oh. And I've just picked up a book as well, which I'm reading. It's the 4th book in the series. It's not that thick, actually. It's quite thin. And this is what I'm reading at the minute. So it's A Court of Frost and Starlight. It's the 4th in the series of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So I'm quite enjoying. I loved the first 2. Third one was good, just not the best. It was my least favourite in the series. And then I'm reading that one as well. So it is a fantasy series, which is not usually my thing. I'm into thrillers. However, it's not for teens. It's like a retelling. It's definitely adult. There's too much sexual content in it. So I wouldn't say it's for teenagers at all or young adults. I'd say it's definitely edging more towards adult because some of the scenes are quite raunchy. Yeah, they've got the Throne of Glass ones. That's right, they have. Oh, you're on a Game of Thrones, but they take forever to get through. They're so long. And then I'm over to 112. Now, I'm going to be a little bit more generous with the laydown of this. So let me just bring that over so that you can see the depth. I might add a little bit more. I might add in another purple. Let me have a look. Let me see. I just want these faint. We'll go round. So it's going into all of these. Now, some of these, it's really hard to shade. They're tiny. So you've got to have a really patient, intricate hand with these. And then we're going to do the fish. So these are all going to be the same. I might do one of the fish before I finish off these pearls because we might be here a while. So we'll see how we get on. It's quite thick. I'd say it's like the paper on this. I'm going in with my black. I'm going to say like it's about 100 gram. So it's toothy. There is a tooth to it. It's not too thick, but it's also not thin, if that makes sense. So it's a nice thickness. It's not, I don't know if you can hear that. I say it's like 100 gram, 110 gram. It's not much heavier than that. I've got 160 gram card and it's not as heavy, but you'll have to look up the details. Now, if you go, I will link it after in the description. I will link Anastasia's Instagram and all the details of the book she has put on her Instagram. So she has got an Instagram. Her name is Anastasia Elly Koldareva. She is over on Instagram as creatively Rue, RU_Rue, and creative Elly, all in one, Rue. And it is really amazing, the book. I can't describe that enough. So you can kind of see where I'm going with these blues and purples. So I'll leave the other side for now. So I'll keep that as it is so we can get started on one of the fish. So we'll come back to that in a minute. So little fishies are here. They are goldfish, but I'm really not sure if I want to do my little bit I do with them. You know what I do with them? I do the koi type design on it. So I'm just going to grab a bunch of colours. I need a little bit of a yellow colour as well. Okay. Now I want the tops of the fish to be like there's usually, if you look at a goldfish, hold on, let's get a picture. Hi Tammy, thank you. She's got 3, I think. She's got the dragons, when dragons dream, and a mermaid one. So she's got a few. So let's just have a look at a goldfish. And they've usually got like a shine. Now this is just a standard, bog standard one. So you've usually got like a couple of, there's more of a small tone in there. Then there's a really deep orange around the head, some in the fins, and some like going more towards the head, kind of that way. So we're going to use that as a bit of a reference. So I'm just going to plot it out. This part of the head's going to be a little bit deeper. So I have got the colour orange 030, and just at the very top of the head I'm going to plan this out. So lightly does it on this, a very small amount. And then the same with coming into these like gills. I'm going to do that. So just bear with me on this. We're going to follow it as it is. Take care, Joshua. Speak to you soon. And then I'm going to bring some of that here at the top. And then down the middle, we're going to I'm just planning out where I want my sort of shine to go. Then I'm going to do a heavier amount there. So we'll bring that down. We'll just plan it out. This is orange 030. I'm just planning out where I want my colours to go. So where do I want the others? Okay, the very top with the orange, I'm going to bring that. And then I just want to plan out where I want this first. So I'm going to bring some there too. There we go. And then down here, I'm going to bring some of that orange there. So just plan it how you want it. And with your first pencil or your first lay down, it's just where you want your colours to be, dark, light, how you want it to be, all of that. You're going to go in lighter after. So I'm just picking out where I want this orange to be darkest, lightest, etc. So you can see where I'm planning this. Thank you. So use your first lay down as a planning tool. I say that a lot, don't I? A minute, I've got a mark there. Your planning tool is your pencil. And then same with this part here. I'm going to bring a little bit deeper here. And it's going to go out. So that is our first lay down. Our first lay down has just planned what we're doing. We're just planning what we want to do with it. So that when we go in with our next colour, we know where we want light and dark. Right, guys, bear with me. I'm just going to stick the kettle on. Just literally sticking the kettle on. And I'll be back. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. about that. I've ages. I'm back. Oh, there we go. Oh, take care. So sorry about that. I'm sorry. Take care, Artistic. Right. Sorry I was so long. However, I've got my tea. Oh, you know when you're just desperate and you really need one. That was me. Okay, because when you talk so much, you really do need a cup of tea. Righty, let's get on with it. Back to our little fish friend here. Right, our fish friend. Let me go that way. That's it. So we've planned with our orange, and our orange was 030. Sorry about that, everyone. Sometimes you really do need a drink. And I've got one now. Especially if you're doing a few hours. Aww. And then with my lighter colour, which is going to be the Apricot 041, I'm very lightly going to put into the other areas. And I mean, I am super light here. It's just to know where I'm going with colour. So this is going to be a super, super light layer. And this will just allow me to know myself. And if you're doing this kind of thing yourself, you'll know where you're going with colour then. It just gives you a bit of a helping hand to where you want to go. And then on your lightest colour, so in our case, it's going to be Primrose 242. Hi again, Dionia. Welcome back. Lou, send Honor the picture on Facebook. She'll be so in love with what you've done. Okay, and then with our Primrose 242, even in the lightest areas, you're then going to know you're going with that. So this is just your planning tool before you go in and shade. So this would just give you a starting point so you know what you're doing. That's all it is. It just starts you off. So you'll know where you want your light parts because you'll see with the Primrose, your yellow. So it will show you where you want to go with it. So very, very lightly put it in. Just put it in. You know, this isn't going to be your final lay down. Don't forget, this is just you planning. So straight away, you know where you're going with it. You know where you're going. You're welcome. If there's anything that I sort of use or way I do things, then ask and I will share. I share everything. Okay, and then the other colour that I really like is Cornelian in 850, and this will be your darkest. So your darkest will now go. So this is 850. This will be where you want like your stripes and stuff to go. So your darkest ones only. So we're not going to do it in all because your orange will be most of it. So Cornelian 850 will just be where you want your darkest bits. And then we will build on it. We'll build on that. So let me just see what we want to do here. So this is your planning. Planning out is a good thing, I think. So very, very helpful. It helps me on a vision. It gives me a vision. It gives me a starting point and an end point because then I know where I'm going. If I don't do it, I'm a bit lost. I'm like a lost lamb. And I'm like, I'm not quite sure and I kind of wing it most of the way. Thank you, dear. So we're just knowing where to go with these colours. Just knowing. So it's just a planning point. I'll come back to these after. See, at the minute, we're just putting our fish friend to life. So we're going to put a little, this is Cornelian 850. We're just giving him a little bit of life here. We'll go around the eye. And I'm just going to put a little bit deeper here as well. So just on the end of the nose, and we'll go into the orange in a minute, which will pick up. So very lightly apply this and just go in circular motions and build up. And now we're going to start to do, this is where we're going to build now. Oh, where are you going? Which concert? Quickest tea ever. I've got quicker tea as well. I just made a cup of tea. It was lovely. It's lovely. I'm just having a sip. It's so nice. Right, so now I'm going to pick up my orange. Orange is 030. So, you know, we put it down. Now we can start to blend it in to the 850 and lighten up a little bit as you go along. So build up layers. Just build up layers. Don't, oh, excuse me. Don't go in too heavy because you're going to end up having to take away. Whereas if you can always add. So just start building up those layers. And it should all sort of work together at the end. Oh, enjoy. Enjoy your concert. You have fun. Okay, so I'm just going to go over to my apricot a minute. I've swapped over from orange to apricot. And then we're going to swap over to primrose from apricot and add that in there as well. So we're going to use all three. I'll tell you which one that I'm swapping to and from, so you know. Right, back over to orange. We'll just keep building up with as we need to. And then, you know, these little scales, I'm only going around the edge of the scales on some. Just a little, just give you some layers and scale look. You know what we do on fish, you've got a little bit of it. We don't need too much because the colours will override it anyway. And then back over to apricot. And just keep swapping. And then primrose. We're on luminance, we're not changed. And I'm just going to keep swapping between them. Getting my colour down. Over to orange. Over to apricot. And just get that blend right. That's all we're doing, we're building up. Don't they, Anna? Aren't I a lucky girl? She's an absolute angel. I love her to pieces. Heavy metal band. Oh, you're going to need a pair of earphones by the end of the night. No, I'm into lots of different music, so I can appreciate most things. Andrew likes metal. Okay, just my orange again. So I'm just mixing. And then, all right, this part here, I'm going to need to go back over to my cornelian. Kenny! I have not seen you in an age. How are you? Take care, Suzanne. Kenny, how are you doing? I'm going to stop colouring a second. I want to know how Kenny is. I've not seen Kenny in, oh my gosh, how is your health doing? Hi, Jane. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing him where we're going to get there with him. Oh, so you're home now. Oh, I'm so glad. Are you feeling all right, Kenny? I'm sorry that you were so ill. Big hugs. We've all been thinking about you. I'm over to cornelian in 850. And I'm just going to deepen this little guy a little bit. we can use russet for our deepest look. And same with the on top, we can fade that out a bit. Yeah, sleep's good for the body. Good for the body. So let your body heal. Just as long as you keep, you know, yourself at home, get yourself better. Sleep's good for healing. So I'm glad that you're home, Kenny, and you're back with us. You know, when I haven't seen people in a while, I do worry and I do think about you all. So you are in my thoughts, and I just want to know everyone's okay. Because you guys, you know, you become, I talk to you more than I talk to some people that I've known for years. Good night, Mike. Yeah, hoping Rose. Yeah, take care. Okay, so we're still with Cornelian. Because Christine was so worried about you as well, Kenny, bless her. And I know you got in contact and you messaged her frequently, but she was so worried. You could tell in her voice the relief to know that you're okay. Okay, and then I'm going to go over to my primrose. And I'm just going to blend this in a bit. Now, the fins are going to be light. So I'm going to bring some white into this and make this a little bit different towards the end. And then I'm just going to grab my orange. And I'm just mixing between them. Now, you know these little scales before, I'm not finished with them yet. I know, she was so worried. So these scales, this is my cornelian. I'm just going to go over them a little bit as I go down towards this end because I want the end of it like fairly shaded. So I'm going to sort of go around these scales. Now you can do goldfish however you want, you know, you don't have to follow me, but I'm just going to have my own little method here. And this is the cornelian. This is 850. And then it just shows it up a bit, doesn't it? And then I'm going to pick my apricot up a minute on these little bits here and fade it out. So this is apricot, which is 041. And I know it's a lot involved, but I knew where I was going then. And apricot into this little bit. I'm going to get the primrose as well. You're still with me for the ride, isn't you? We'll bring primrose back in a minute. So just bear with me, guys, and I'll be in chat in a second. I've not looked up yet. I just want to make sure I get this right for you. And then I'll decide on whether I want to put a little black splot in him. Right. Yeah, she is amazing, Mum. She is. Is it all right in your screen? Yeah. And then primrose, which is 242. I'm just going to... Oh. I'm just going to add that in. And you know, in these sections here, we've got some stripes. I'm going to make those a little bit deeper there. And just blend that in into these fins a bit. So I hope it's looking a bit realistic to how I'd like my goldfish to look. It's just a layer it's building up. You are. Hello. Take care, Mike. Hi, Caroline. Hiya, everyone. I haven't done my signature hiya to everyone yet. I haven't done that in a while. Oh, a nice cup of tea. And then, as my last colour for this, before I have to decide whether I want to put black in, is 065. Now, this is russet. This is just going to be my deep part only. And I mean the deepest, but this is barely touching the paper. Me? No, Mum, I was talking about Lou. Lou's amazing. So I'm just putting this as my last sort of deep colour. As long as it looks realistic, that's my aim. And then this is just to add into the cornelian a little bit. So you see these stripes? We're going to make sure that, you know, it looks like a goldfish. Not yet, Denise. Just refresh if you've got, it's not on my end, but have a good refresh if it does. Sometimes it's YouTube. If it was mine, then let me know, but on my end it's showing as okay. Okay, so the Luminance are pretty amazing, and look what they can achieve when you layer up some colours. There we go. So that is the first port of call. Hi, Shonda. Thank you. So that's first off. That's number one. That's Fish Friend 1. So now, if we want to add a little bit of a sheen, and I've got to do the eye. So the eye is a slight golden colour, isn't it? So I'm just going to come out a minute and just have a look. So goldfish have got the most funny eyes. So they're like a orangey with a silver glaze, aren't they? They're really, really funny. They've got scary eyes to me, but they've also got a sheen sometimes as well. So what I think I'm going to do with that, can you get goldfish with black? Let me have a look. You can. So goldfish can also have these like black splodges all over them. So we might go for that and have, ours might have a little bit of a, you can have white in them as well. Oh, I'm getting ideas now. We can have 3 different goldfish. This one can be a bit more with white. This one can have a bit more yellow in him. And this one can be our orange one, I think. You can also, let me show you. I'm going to have a look now. We can have 3 different fish. Oh, guys, I didn't know this. This is information. Look, you can have different fish. Really like that. Okay, so on the underneath with our Posca, I'm just going to give a little bit of a sheen. So just on the edges of the fins as well. Hold on, let me zoom you back in. Yeah, you can get loads. Okay, Shonda, take care. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to plan. I'm quite happy that you can get different ones, and now I've got ideas. So I'm just going where I want the sort of shine to hit some of the fish. So on the underneath of the belly, and you can kind of dab this in a bit as well. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I like it. So if you don't, with the Posca, because it's paint, you can add your effects in, and you don't have to be so neat and pretty with it. And you can also have these splodges. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do the white splodges on this one. So hold on, I'm going to do a few. He's going to have white splodges like one. And then, hold on, I'm going to get my apricot a minute. I just want to blend that in a little bit. 1 second. I'm in concentrating mode for a minute, guys. Hold on. So splodges on fish are not exactly uniformed. They're really peculiar. Holdy on. So on this fish in front of me, he is really like, they've got, can you see that? Lots of different white bits in them. So I'm going to, well, this is my russet again. I'm just going to go with what I think here. And then on the underneath of this is just my russet a minute. I quite like that. It's got that look, you know, where they go, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that you could get ones with like these splodges. There we go. And then on the end, you can have one there as well. I was unaware. So this one's going to be our white one. This one's going to have black, and this one's going to be our just goldfish type one. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I know what I want to do with it now. Okay, so can I finish off these little beads before we do Fish Friend 2? Should we do it? Why not? Let's just go for it. So we'll quickly finish off these beads. So if you didn't join me on the beads before, we're doing numbers 661 and 185 into the blues, which is light cobalt blue and ice blue. And then we're doing numbers 862 and 112, which is burnt sienna 10% and manganese violet. So the way what we're doing, and then we've also got our black. But I quite like the idea of having 3 different fish. I like the idea of having 3 different fish. It's like 3 different fish friend. And then next, then part 3 will be the seaweed in the background, I think. We'll go for that. Now, the eye, it's got to have a bit of a silver glaze to it. So, go get some toast. The French grey 10%, I'm going to put on the bottom of the eye. And then the apricot at the top. And then we need our black. I'm just going to put the black around that part as well. And then with our white Posca, I'm just going to do a little tiny, there we go, a little white, tiny part. I was just going to do them quickly now, Anna, and then I was going to do the next fish because it won't take long. It's just going to take me a couple of minutes. Oh. The last 3 streams I've watched all have fish in them. There must be a theme. Okay, so down with light cobalt blue on all of them. And I'm just going to select which ones I want to be violet. So I'm just going to go a few blue and a couple. So sort of more blue than violet. So just with a light cobalt blue, which is 661. I'm going to pick which ones I want. And then the others are just going to be in the violet. So this won't take me a couple of minutes. Look, it's almost done now. Take care, Sharon. Have a good day. Well, good night. 5 AM this morning. You need to go sleep. And then ice blue. I'm going to go on the underneath of them. The underside, shall I say. I'm really into this one, actually, this picture. So just pick which side you want dark and what side you want light. So you don't have to, there's no method to this madness. You just go with it. So this won't take me a couple of minutes. Look, see, I can speed this bit up now because you've seen how I've done them. And then we'll do, should we do this fish friend? Or that one? I think we'll do him. So we keep with the same colours, but I might do a heavier influence of the cornelian in that one. So we'll start off with that. I think we'll do him a little bit deeper. So don't forget, with your pencils, you can plot where you want them. Ah, it's okay. I did 5 or 10. I'm probably more towards 10, Jack. That's fine. That's what they're there for. And then I've got my black. Just on the very edge. So you want a small amount of black, and it's just to deepen up the edges that you want as darkest. Gives a bit of definition. If I do it on a grander scale for you, you would see it a little bit more. All it does is just deepen up one side of it. And then you can have one side light, one side dark. That's all it is. Okay, so that's all the blues. And then with your light cobalt blue, just shading the lightest areas of it only. And then we're going to quickly do the others. Burnt sienna 10% 862 into all the other ones that we've got left. So it's just whatever's remaining. Whatever remains. I think the seaweed we're going to do in Copics. So it really is a mixed media piece. Ah, does it look okay? Right, so then we need our manganese violet, which is 112. And then I'm just going to put that into the final parts. So these are tiny. And then with our black, you only need a tiny amount of this into the deep sections. So just to bring it out a little bit so it stands out. So if this is optional, if you want to, with your black, very carefully reapply the line for the beads. But you got to have quite a steady hand for this part. I'm not going to do it on that bit because it's not on the skin and we don't know what we're doing with the background yet. Like medium wise, I don't know what I'm going to use quite yet. So just go on the areas that you know and confident that you finished colouring. And I'm going to add like a circle there and bring down. Press too hard then. Bring down the thread. It's like a thread, isn't it, in between the beads. Now, you could also use, if you've got a fine enough gold, you could use gold and it would just make it stand out like jewellery. And then on the big enough ones, you can put a bit of white, which we're going to do. And just reapply that line because you would have dulled it down a little bit. There we go. It just makes it stand out a bit. Right, then with your Posca, on the dark side of it, I'm just going to add the tiniest amount of shine. Now, I'm not going to do it on all because some of them are too small. It's just on your larger ones. So you can just go in with it, just add a tiny amount. So these are little touches that you can add to your picture. We're going to come over here. And just tiny little half circles. There we go. It just gives it a little shine. So if I move that a minute, I don't know if you can see, but it's got a small amount. It just makes it stand out when it's in front of you. It really does. Right, we're going to do one more fish, I think. I don't know if I managed to do all three at the minute. How long have we been on? So we're going to do the oh, no, we might be able to. We're going to come up to this fella. Now, I'm going to do a heavier influence now of a darker red. So I'm going to just head straight in to start off with 850, which is cornelian. And I'm going to have a heavy influence of this. So just lightly, I'm going to put where I want my dark areas to go. So just plan it out with me. So this all here will be the cornelian russet type colour. And I'm going to put a little bit more on there. And then again, on the tops of this, I'm going to come up here slightly with it. So I'm just going to go by how I want to do this. I'm going to bring some of it here. And then the same with the underneath. I'm going to bring and join some of that here. So just plan it out. Where do you want to go? What do you want your fish to look like? And roll with that. Okay, so this is just your planning process. Thank you. Hi, Wishaf. Is that how you say it? Thank you. We've done this so far. We're just on our top goldfish. Well, we're going for this goldfish. He's going to have black bits in him. I quite enjoy doing goldfish. Is that strange? So now, just with a bit more pressure, you can put where you want this to go. So, very top, I'm going to bring some of that shading down here. So, circular motions, just plan this out. And come into the middle of the head. And then you can kind of just roll with where you want your dark areas to go. So in my case, I'm going to come on the very top side. This is going to be a bit less and here's going to be a bit heavier. So it is just a case of preference. There isn't a right and wrong with this part. So just plan it out how you want it to go. Take care, Kristen. Thanks for joining us. Go and enjoy your dinner. And then same into this part here. Just bring, this is number 850. And then same going into that. You all still with me for the ride, yeah? I don't want to keep you longer than, you know, you've all got lives. Take care, Phoenix. I hope you feel better soon. And then I'm going to come straight into Primrose for a minute. Primrose is 242. And this is going to go over a lot, but I'm going to keep some sections where I'm going to put buff titanium. So I'm going to bring that here. I'm not going to go to the very end, you'll see. I'm going to bring buff titanium in a minute, which is my favourite pencil of all time. Now we're going to bring in buff. Now buff titanium is 801 and it is an off-white colour and it's just my favourite pencil ever. I love buff titanium. If there was one pencil you asked what would you have in your collection, if you could only have one pencil that you had with your, if you could choose one set but only have a pencil from another set, it would be this one. Luminance white and luminance buff is amazing. Well, I'm kind of guessing that she's going to be a sea goddessy type person. Yeah, Sam, brilliant. Honestly, the white, the black, and the buff titanium is my favourite. Okay, so I'm just putting the buff into this as well. And on the edges. Honestly, Sam, the buff is the best. I love it. Right, and then I'm going to get my russet. Now, my russet I just want on where I want darkest. So, not going to feature too much because we're going to get our carnelian into that. But I just want this to be where I want my darkest parts only. So, into this area here. Just build on it. Into this area here. Same on this part. It's going to feature, but it's not going to be our main influential colour throughout. It's just going to, you know. Hi, Jerry. I know, Sam, they're addictive. How are you, Jerry? I hope you're well. Take care, Amanda. Thank you. And then I'm going to go over to my apricot a minute and just blend in some of that. So just blend it into your buff. A very light touch here. So slightly blend in with a bit of apricot into where you've put buff. Go back to your buff. It's just a process of how you want it to be or how you want the final result to look. So we're just building up here. Build, build, build. And it's going to be how you envisioned, hopefully. So I love, once I get into a picture, I love doing it. Take care. Anyone that's just gone and I've not said bye. I hope you have good days. Right, what was the last colour I wanted? I went back to cornelian. Hope you're still with me. And it's not boring watching fish, I hope. Because we're going to add our bits after. Okay, so cornelian. Same with this part. 850. All luminance. Okay. So then I'm going to head into... It's probably weird, but hopefully this will be okay. Okay, I'm going to go to russet 065. And now I'm just going to place in the stripes. Okay, and then you see this line here, it's black. I don't want it black, so I'm going to take that line out. And I'm also going to add, you know, these little scales? I'm going to go over them. This is russet, and I'm just going to join them up to the bottom. And then apricot, just blend that in. Right, my little fish friend eye, I need to do. I'm just going to blend that in a bit. So I'm going to blend all that into the buff, and that is our... Got to go back to buff. Hi, Mama Megs. Mama Megs and Nana Mo's in the house. I love it. I love these names. It always makes me smile, Nana Mo and Mama Megs. I think it's brilliant. Okay, then this is my buff titanium, and this is just my blending tool. It is just the blend. It's getting the highlight. So don't take out those scales. You want those scales. But I want to sort of blend the edges of the fin in. And then I'm going to grab, in a minute as well, the black Posca. But we're not going to do too much of that. Right. I really like that. I do. I absolutely love it. Right, now for this fishy eye, I'm going to get the colour. If you're wondering what that horrible noise is, it's my sharpener. I'm going to get the colour Brown Ochre in 037, and I'm just going to put that around the edge. And then I'm going to grab that. Where is it? There it is. The French grey 10% in 802, and go around that edge. Just goes really well into those eyes. Oh, okay. I like those two colours together for fish eyes. Right, so Brown Ochre 037 and French grey 10% 802 go really well as them. Take care, Fliss. Thank you very much, Mama Megs. And then I'm just going to get my black. Now, before I go in there with a Posca, 1 minute, let me add just a... Before I make the horrific mistake, let me look at my reference picture. Bear with me, everyone. Right, so these fish with the black in them, they're here. Oh, can you see? Does that shine up where it doesn't flash out on your screen? Can you see that? Now, it does go over the entire thing. I don't want to do it like that. I don't want to do it like that. Hey, Carla. Oh, I know. I'm not overdoing it. I promise you, I will move as soon as the pain gets too much. Believe me. But thank you. No, I do listen to my body. That's one thing I do. And the other day it was too much. But I'm all right. I'm all right. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed at the minute. So I'm going to do very small. I'm just going to plan them first with my pencil, and then I'll go over with the Posca. So just bear with me, everyone. Just wanted to... I don't want too many, but it's got to be realistic. So we'll put one here. So just do it with a pencil first, and you know what you're doing. Because we can overdo it, you know. It can be a bit of a disaster. Right, so I've kind of put them in where I want them to go. So then we could go Posca, or you could go with a fine liner. Either or. We could do it with this one, couldn't we? My fine liner works. We're going to try it out now. Yeah. Okay, so with this is just a Copic multi-liner. So this is just, you know how they are on those funny looking fish. So concentration face is on. My concentration game is roaring right now. Hi May, how are you doing? So I am just concentrating, May, at this minute in time, and I am doing a spotted fish. It's called Spotted Richard, our fish friend here. They genuinely have changed the name of that dessert spotted dick to Spotted Richard because of people finding it inappropriate. So, yeah, there we go. And then the other one is just going to be a plain old, no spots fish. Hi, Ada. Thank you. I quite like it. Look, let me zoom out. I quite like these spotted fish. I think it goes pretty well. So we just got this last one. Oh, you know, that's one thing I always wanted to try, May. How is it? They look so good when they're done. Right, this fish friend is not going to have any spots. He's going to be a normal one. So I'm not going to go as dark with him. I think I'm going to do a little bit lighter. So I'm going to just go with orange. We might have a bit more yellow in him, actually. We'll do orange, apricot, primrose, buff. We'll have these colours out. Thanks, Honor. They do look so good when they're done. Righty, right. So I'm going to go with apricot first. I think that here is going to be my darkest area. So let's just plan this out here. And I'm going to have a stripe at the top of dark. Underneath will be... Let me zoom you in again. Let's plan it out. Have you put it on your Instagram? I have to see the special hedgehog. You all haven't seen Buzz in a while, have you? He's 4 on the 18th, so he's getting towards the end of his little life. It's like, no, don't get any older. Because they don't live very long, hedgehogs. 5, roughly. Okay, so this is just apricot, and as you've seen with the process of the others, we're just going to plan out. Okay, so I'm going to have that here as well. We're going to go for this little area here. So this one's just going to be a normal one. A special hedgehog. Oh my gosh, you got kittens. Oh, yes, please do. I've got to check my phone after on. I have not even been on Messenger yet. Look, I'm on Google looking at fish and I've got, look at my Messenger, guys. I didn't even know. Hiya, you back again, Fairy? I'm still here. I'm still here. I've not gone anywhere. I think I live here now. You know, some days you just want to keep going, but I will listen to my body very shortly. We'll finish up this little fella, choose our colours for our seaweed, and then come back on Saturday. Let me see, Honor. Oh, wow, and thank you. I just seen that. Oh, look. Can I show? Can I show people? Oh, little bundle. Oh, how beautiful. Can I show, Honor? Does anyone want to see kittens, little newborns? Yeah, I am, Diana. I'm quite a few. Okay, so this is what I just sent me. I've known Honor, Diana, for a long, long time. 4 years now. So you got these little squash faces. You got a little ginger one here. You got a little one here and one there. There's like 2 heads there. I don't know if you can see. They're kind of like next to each other. And there's this mummy that's with them. So you got mummy and you got beautiful markings. Let me turn the little, 1 minute. Oh no, we need to turn the screen up, Sam, up. You got another little one there. Little ginger one. I'm guessing there's one in the middle we just can't see. Oh, so cute. Oh, the ginger's a boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love. Oh, adorable. Makes me want more animals and I can't. And this was Chip yesterday when I was waiting at the hospital. If you wanted to see a little Chip. No, so cute. I love pets. I'm a huge animal lady. Okay, so back to apricot. Because we get this little guy done. We've been here a little while, haven't we? I've been chatting. I've run out of my second tea. My tea fairy, I think, has gone to sleep. Right, and then I'm gonna get my primrose. Oh no, Lisette, really? So I'm going to get my primrose here. This is my plan. Just plan it out. So all the areas, barring a few. Primrose is 242. This is all Lumies, all Lumies. My next hair will be in the Holbeins. And I hope you're okay about that. I'll try and find the alternatives in polys for you. But I really want to use, I love using the Holbeins. And I don't use them on the channel because I know there's one that people don't have. But I really want to use them. He is so cute. And then my buff titanium is going to be on the very underside into the very edges of the fins as well and the top of the head. Yeah, so just in the lightest places I want it to go. So edges of the fins. So we're just planning it. Edges, top of head and underneath. Right, now we can put our colours down. Yes, Kenny, I do. It's just like an English tea. That's what I'm drinking now. So it's quite strong. It's not really got a flavour. It's not a flavoured tea. It's just like it's a proper British brew. It's like they call it builder's tea elsewhere, but it's a strong one. I love it. It's the one I drink. It's you got Twinings, so like Twinings every day, that kind of thing, but a bit stronger. It's really nice, my favourite. Right, going over to orange. So we've got apricot. Now, I only want this orange to be on my deepest. So we're going to just go in where I want the deeper, but I don't want it as red as the others. This is going to be a bit lighter. So if I bring it over, yeah, it's lovely. It's my favourite. Yorkshire tea. And then you see behind this little fin here, is that a gill? I'm going to bring my orange in there as well. So underneath, down the middle. Now I'm going light now. So I've put a little bit pressure there and I'm going to ease it up into light. Same with this bit because I'm going to have that as apricot. I'm going to have it come down this part. This is going to be my darker one. So I'm going to sort of fan it out. I'm going to have it as my top. Take out that black line there. Same with this part. And then I'm going to go back to my apricot. It's going to be my lightest. You love this one, the little black spot one. Yeah, I quite like all of I love fish, the different colours. I quite enjoy doing them. So I've got my apricot. For some reason I need to sharpen it a little bit because it's not giving off the colour. Okay, so now I've got my apricot. And I really like this colour. So I'm just going to blend that into the orange. And the primrose colour. And then same coming up to these areas here. I'm going to put a little bit more of a heavy presence in it. Now, I'm still not pressing harsh. I'm going to say medium here. It's just enough to show it. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm really having fun doing this one with you all. And I hope that, you know, anyone that does follow it has fun as well, because I sure am. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit to blend in that orange there. So very light touch. Very, very lightly. Small circular motions. I'm going to bring some apricot down here into this fin as well. Don't worry if you go over the lines a little bit, because you can always erase. Okay, I'm just going to bring a little bit more there. And then just enough to show at the tops. And very, very light. No, thanks, Louise. A better. Are there different kinds then of different goldfish? I quite like the idea of this one being lighter. Okay, so I'm just getting my buff titanium here and blending in. And on the edges, just blending all those colours on the ends of the fins and down that one side. Because this, I wanted it to be a little bit more of a, just a little bit lighter, because there's light goldfish, isn't there, as well. I'm going to put a little bit more orange in that section there, but that's okay. So, I mean, you can always add, can't so much take away. So it's a good thing to sort of backtrack on yourself, have a look if you want to adjust anything, and go in light, add as you go along. So he's nice and pale. Ah, thank you, Denise. Thank you, Caroline. It's a fighting fish. I'm learning things new each day. I did not know that. Trying to look at it a second. Right, so I'm just going to go back to my orange, which is 030. I'm just going to add a touch more around this eye. I'm just going to deepen it up on this section here. You guys are like my encyclopedia. You know so much. Okay, so I'm just going to add. There we go. Just like a strand. It's nearly done. Ah. I need to have a look at this after then. I'm going to have a look. What are they called? Beta or a betta? Let's have a look. Betta. Is it a goldfish then? Is it a type of goldfish? Betta fish. Ah, so there are light ones then. You've got them in all different colours, haven't you? They've got really, it's that one. They've got a striking outside. And they've got like a silver running through them. They're very bizarre. They're stunning. Look at those scales. Beta. Well, they kill everything else. That's no good. So they have like a heavy influence of... Oh, okay, Sam. That would be a good idea now. The ones in Kirby's books. There you go. And then it could be that. People could colour it as that as reference. Yeah. I remember that one. That's a good idea, actually. Okay, so what I will do, I'm just going to head straight in with the russet, and I'm literally just going to add very small, thin strokes to the fins only. Nowhere else. I want the body light. That's it. So just enough to show in the tail, but nowhere else. Right, I really like that. That sounds really pretty. Just deadly. All right, so this little eye, we're going to use the same two. So this is the brown ochre 037 on on the outside. And then I'm going to use the French Grey 10% 802 on the other half of it. Then we're going to get our black pencil. That's okay, Faye. Ah, thank you, Nanamo. Oh, no. Okay, so I'm just going to put, you know, on the underneath, I'm going to grab my Posca a minute. And I'm just going to add a little bit of a shine. So, and just running through a little bit. So don't forget with this bit of Posca, I'm just going to dab it in a little bit so it doesn't like take over. I just want a little bit of a shine going through, if that makes sense. So just use your finger. You don't want it like super prominent and in your face. You just want it a little bit. So you can add a bit of a highlight and just rub it in with your finger. So it just literally has a shine. There we go. Just tones that bit down. Go a little bit again. That's it. Just gives it a little bit of an extra gleam. Oh no. Hiya, Isabel. Hi. Right, so let me zoom out a minute. We're going to quickly plan our colours when we come back for seaweed. Right, so this is obviously seaweed. That's where we've got so far. We've done our fish. This one's quite bright, and I'm just 1 minute. I'm just gonna, with my russet, I'm just gonna take out that black line there. And just with my russet a second. I'm just taking out the black line. That's it. Righty, so what I was thinking, if I have quite, you know, the moss colour seaweed, and we're going to do that with, so we're going to use reference, and we're going to look at our chart. So we've got our chart here. I'll move this over so it's still in your screen. We can look at the greens. So the greens are here. We've got the greens here. Ah, I'm glad that you like them, truly. I'm just going to leave that beside me and look at these greens. So we're looking at seaweed, so we know what we're coming back with. And if anyone's doing this in the meantime or wants to get the colours, then you can, by all means. Now, seaweed's got a few different colours, but while it's growing in the sea, it's got a very light tip. So if I show you a second, can you see that? So you've got like deep moss tones going into like a yellowed tone, and that means if we look at that here, the mossy tones are kind of here, and then you can add a little bit of yellow into the edging. So like we could do YG00 on the edge or something. We can look at something along the lines of YG17, even G82. And the very deep sections could even be something like G85. So there's some really nice colours here. So we're going to make a quick note with Post-it note. And then we're going to call it a stream for now. Even though I could quite happily, you know, try them out first. So I'm looking at my reference picture. And I'm looking at a yellowed tone to go in, which would be yellow, green, 00 on the edge. And then we could go into a lighter tone here, which is a more moss type colour. We can go to YG63 around about then. We'll have a little play with them. So it's a good reference to have a look at your charts. This is why I say about a visual reference is so important. And then a deeper tone could be like a G85. And if you wanted to add a touch more, YG67. We can try that on a bit of paper. Take care, Nanamo. Thank you, Natalie. So that's what I'm thinking of when we come back. We're going to look at sort of the moss greens coming up into these. So next stream, we're going to do this part. We're going to do the background as water, and then maybe do this with another colour, deeper colour. But I'm going to leave it for there. I might have a play around on a bit of paper, not on the picture, of the greens that I've just talked about. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone, on a double stream. I hope you enjoyed today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your days. I will see you on Saturday, this coming Saturday, live stream as usual. And you all take care, and it's good to see you, Kenny. Good to see you back. And Kimberly, Ty, I hope that you're okay now, and I'll email you a little bit later. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Take care. Bye.